I became a night shift doorman. This job has few tasks, high pay, and is close to home. The only thing I have to do is carefully check the people who want to come in every day during my duty. I must not let anyone who doesn't match the information in. Absolutely not. The story begins. On the first day of work, the old chin who showed me around said, "The gatepost is the face of the community. Our warm home is a high-end community. We can't let those messy people in. After 1700 hours every day, the gate of the community is closed. From then on, if people want to come in, they can only enter through our small gate. There is a personnel file of our community in the app. All the shared information in the community is on it. You have to carefully check every person who wants to come in. Don't let in anyone who doesn't match the information. If you let in one wrong person, you're directly out." Then, old chin pointed to the newly downloaded app Warm Home on my phone. "Welcome to Warm Home. The probation period is 7 days. The monthly salary is 100,000 yuan. Seeing me nodding quickly, old Chun continued. "You understand, right? I'm sure you won't let random people in. But our salary is so high. Are the people here also rich? I don't really feel it." Seeing my ignorant look, old Chin flicked the cigarette in his hand and said, "What do you know? The richer people are, the more low-key they are. Warm Home is a great place. You'll have a lot of good fortune if you work here. Our pay is not that much compared to others. That new guy named Wang in the property office bought a Tesla after only 2 months." Then, old Chin put out the smoked cigarette in the ashtray. "Anyway, work hard. A house and money will be no problem." Hearing him say that, I nodded quickly. "Don't worry, Brother Chin. I will definitely work hard." Old Chin smiled and said, "Sure enough, young people are full of energy." Then, old Chin explained the rules in the gatepost to me. First, as I just said, after 1700 hours, don't let in anyone who doesn't match the information. Second, Brother Cat is the boss of our gatepost. Even if you're hungry, don't let Brother Cat starve. Remember to open a beef can for him every night. But remember, never give him water. Then, old Chin opened his phone, and the screensaver was a big black cat, looking at old Chin, who looked like a decadent middle-aged man. I didn't expect him to have such a childish side. He was not only a cat lover, but also wanted me to serve his cat with him. Since he said so, I naturally nodded in agreement. Third, the night shift starts at 1600 hours, and the gatepost officially starts duty at 1700 hours. Eating and drinking are prohibited in the gatepost. If you really need to eat or drink, it's okay, but nothing you eat or drink can leave your sight. Especially, don't let Brother Cat touch it. Brother Cat can only eat beef cans. It's normal not to be able to eat or drink freely during work. The most important is the fourth rule. At this point, old Chin lowered his voice and stared straight at me. "Never talk about the things in Warm Home with outsiders." Hehe. But it doesn't matter if you don't remember this rule. Anyway, no outsider can know what's happening in Warm Home. There is no one. The probation period is 7 days. During the probation period, employees are not allowed to leave the gatepost. Although old Chin said to me when we first met, "My name is Chen Wei. You can call me Brother Chin or just Brother. I only work the day shift. I don't bring idiots." He seemed impatient. But actually, apart from liking to swear and always saying I or brother, he was really a warm-hearted person. As he said, he thought I was likable and similar to him when he was young, full of energy. So he was willing to teach me. If it were someone else, he wouldn't care at all. Warm Home is a high-end community near the mountains and by the sea, far from the city center. There are not many houses around, but the road is congested every day. This is because in recent years, through the manager's costly promotion, Warm Home has become a popular tourist attraction. The community has attracted countless tourists. The facilities in the community are very rich, including libraries, cinemas, restaurants, escape clubs, and everything. Almost every day, it's full. Therefore, in order to facilitate management, the management regulations of Warm Home are very strict. The night shift starts at 1600 hours, from 1630 to 1700 hours, leaving only the residents of the community, tourists staying in the community, and a few staff members. At 1700 hours, the gate of the community closes on time, and only the small gate at the gatepost is left for visitors to enter and exit. And the most important thing for us at the gatepost is the night shift duty. Those rich people often hold some special parties at night to protect their privacy. We must be strict and not let outsiders in. I'm a curious person, and I couldn't help but ask old Chin what exactly would happen at night. Old Chin only vaguely told me that he had seen people die in the community when he worked the night shift before. But don't be afraid. They don't play that crazy all the time. Usually, it's okay. I heard that a few days ago, a rich guy directly distributed gold bars in the square. Everyone present got a share. If it weren't for me being afraid of losing my job, I would have grabbed one too. Also, we're just doormen. How can we care about so many things? Listen to me. The less you know, the better you live. Hearing him say that, I naturally understood. Oh! Are you familiar with the app? The process on it must not be wrong. It's okay if you let in one less person. But if you let in someone you shouldn't, it's a big problem. Old Chin looked into my eyes and said, seeing him like this, I quickly nodded. Don't worry, Brother Chin. I have a good memory. I know what to do. Then, I opened the app and recalled the operations old Chin taught me before. First, when someone comes, you need to scan the visitor's identification QR code to confirm the identity information. If the QR code matches, you need to check the shared identity information to confirm if it's the visitor himself. Hearing me say that, old Chin nodded. But the next second, he tapped the table, intending to remind me again. But before he could remind me, I spoke first. Don't worry, Brother Chin. I know. Recently, the QR code system is being upgraded and updated, so sometimes it may not be recognized. In that case, you need the visitor to orally confirm the identity information with me. First, confirm if the visitor is a resident or a tourist. Then, confirm the reason for the visit. Finally, check the shared identity information to confirm if it's the visitor himself. If it's really impossible to confirm, call the management office and ask them to help check the information. During the call, also pay attention to the visitor. Don't worry. Brother Chin. I know. The management office is very busy. We'll be scolded if we ask them too much. I'll solve the problem myself if I can. After hearing me say this series of things, old Chin on the opposite side smiled. Then, he slapped me on the shoulder. Good. As expected. Young people have a good memory. You're so smart. I can trust you with the gatepost now. Then, old Chin took out a key from his pocket and handed it to me. This is the control key of our gatepost. Insert it and press the button to open the door. I don't know which asshole came up with the idea of letting twins in. Some twins came in to take advantage, which made things so troublesome for us. Also, I heard that the reason for the QR code upgrade a few days ago was that someone hacked our system and sold a batch of modified QR codes. It's really annoying. Old Chin cursed as he spoke. I could only comfort him. Maybe after a few days when the system is upgraded, we won't have so much trouble. Hearing this, old Chin just snorted at me. I'm sleepy. You watch by yourself now. Come to me if you have something. After that, old Chin walked forward. Behind the gatepost is a compartment. Old Chin told me when I first came that the doorman can go to the back to rest. Hearing him say that, I nodded. It's just watching the gate. What could happen? At this time, it was quiet outside the gatepost. The gatepost is at the outermost part of the community, and only a dim yellow street lamp is shining in the distance. But I know that although it's quiet outside, it must be a carnival inside the community. Old Chin said that the rich people in the community are playing some kind of Russian roulette tonight. He saw a lot of busted foreign girls with big waists and thin waists go in this afternoon, and they haven't come out yet. But this is the happiness of the rich. As a working guy, I don't deserve to think about those things, because it's the first day, and old Chin is still resting inside. Although I feel bored, I didn't open my phone to play. I just looked outside boredly. Just before midnight, a red figure appeared in the distance. It was a young woman in a miniskirt and with big waves. Handsome guy. Please open the door for me. The woman said as she flipped her hair and looked straight at me with her big, fluttering eyes. But I won't be charmed by such beauty. For me, no matter how beautiful a girl is now, she is not as attractive as RMB. Hello, please show your QR code. I carefully followed what old Chin taught me. Hearing me say that, the woman opposite took out her phone and showed me the QR code. But when I scanned it with the work machine, it showed that the QR code had expired. Miss, I'm sorry. Your QR code has expired and you can't enter. Hearing me say that, the woman opposite panicked. Oh, how could it expire? Oh, I must have forgotten to update it when I went out. Handsome guy. I'm an old resident here. My QR code is usually normal. I was just in a hurry today and left my resident machine at home. Please open the door for me and let me in. I'll set everything up again when I get home. The woman put her hands together and blinked at me. At the same time, she got closer and closer to me. As she leaned closer, she said, please, please. The strong fragrance on her body directly rushed into my nose. Her chest was faintly exposed, showing a piece of snow, white skin. But facing such a tempting situation, I still shook my head. Handsome guy. Be accommodating. It's so dangerous for a girl to be alone outside in this late hour. Please let me go home first. I promise I'll set up the QR code in advance next time. Please, please. The woman was a bit persistent and seemed determined to get in. I had no choice but to press the red safety button and close the window of the gatepost to avoid troublemakers. Old Chin told me that after refusing a visitor, I can press the red button to temporarily close the gatepost. There is an infrared device outside the gatepost. When the person outside leaves, the device will automatically open the gatepost again. Generally, those people outside will leave when they know they can't get in. Sure enough, 3 seconds later, the gatepost automatically opened, and the woman outside was gone. But when the woman came over, it took about a minute to open. Why did she leave in 3 seconds now? I was a bit puzzled. At this time, a sudden sound came from behind me, almost scaring me to death. Kid, you have good self-control. At this time, his hand was on my shoulder. That woman, I knew at a glance that she must be a gold digger trying to get in. She thought she could get in just with a face and didn't even prepare a fake QR code. She's really naive. You continue to watch and don't let in anyone who doesn't match the information. I'll go back to sleep for a while. Come and call me if you have something. After that, old Chin yawned and went back to the compartment, leaving me alone outside. Old Chin, this old slicker, said he would work overtime to teach me, but actually he slept soundly. But I couldn't do anything about it. After all, this was his territory. But being infected by old Chen's yawn, I also felt a bit sleepy now. Fortunately, I had prepared coffee in advance and drank it all in one go, which finally relieved my sleepiness a little. I don't know when. Wagging its tail, as soon as I saw it, I remembered what old Chin said before. I quickly opened a beef can for it. The can smelled so good that I was a bit tempted, but the little black cat wasn't very affectionate. Although I opened a can for it, it didn't let me touch it at all. Instead, after eating, it scratched me twice and then walked away with a cat step and jumped out of the window. Outside, it was still quiet, with only a dim yellow street lamp shining in the distance. Waiting and waiting. I seemed to hear a timid voice nearby, but when I wanted to listen carefully, I found that it was quiet again and there was no sound at all. Damn, I'm so sleepy. I thought like this and closed my eyes for a while. When I opened my eyes again, a pale face suddenly appeared from under the window. Damn, when did this person come? I saw that there was an old lady in a blue dress standing at the door. The old lady was very short, and her drooping face could barely reach the window. At this time, her cloudy eyes were staring straight at me. Kid, open the door for me. the old lady said as she knocked on the window glass. Seeing this, I quickly asked the old lady for the QR code, but hearing me say that, the old lady frowned. I don't know how to do this. Why do we have to do these things? It's so difficult for an old lady like me. The old lady complained that the process was too complicated and she, an old person, didn't know how to use modern technology at all. But hearing her say that, my scalp tightened. I quickly comforted her. Don't worry, ma'am. If you don't have a QR code, you can confirm the information with me. Then, I asked the old lady opposite. Are you a resident or a tourist? Kid, I've lived here for 70 years. Do you think I'm a resident or a tourist? Then why are you coming back so late today? I want to play mahjong with my old sisters and came back late because we played for a long time. Then where do you live? What's your name? I live in room 404, building 4. My name is Lin Xiangjuan. Kid, hurry up and open the door for me. I've walked all day and my old bones can't take it anymore. The old lady opposite looked very old, but she spoke with great energy and was a bit bossy, driven by her. I also became extremely vigilant and carefully checked the information. Lin Xiangjuan, ID number 331-920-0101, a resident of room 404, building 4 in warm home. Height 145 centimeters, weight 40 kilograms. The gatepost note is that the old lady likes to play mahjong and often comes home in the early morning on Tuesdays. Behind it was a photo of the old lady. I took a closer look and found that it completely matched the old lady opposite. Kid. At the window, the old lady's eyebrows were knitted tightly. At this time, after confirming everything, I nodded. Okay, I'll open the door for you right away. Then, I inserted the key and opened the door for the old lady. Seeing the small door open, the old lady showed a satisfied expression and then slowly walked in. But looking at the old lady's back disappearing in front. I don't know why, but two things came to my mind. Why does the old lady's dress look so much like the shroud my grandma wore when she died? Also, if she was born in 1920, she should be 104 years old this year, right? Thinking of this, I just felt a bit of a headache. Originally, I was a bit sleepy, but later, I was wide awake all night. I always felt that as long as I yawned, Mrs. Lin's pale face would appear again from under the window. For this reason, while standing guard, I nervously scanned around. Several times, I went to the small room to peek at old Chen. Only when I heard his snoring that made the partition vibrate did I feel a little more at ease. In the end, old Chen slept soundly, but I had dark circles under my eyes. Looking at my haggard look, old Chen, who had slept well, laughed. Kid, take it easy. There are still many days ahead. Don't use up all your energy at the beginning. As he said that, old Chen handed me soy milk and nuts. Skipping breakfast is bad for your stomach. I brought you some breakfast. Although eating too much before sleeping is not good, at least you can have something to fill your stomach so that you won't wake up in the middle of the sleep. I didn't expect that old Chen, who looked rough, was actually quite with doing things. Since he said so, I naturally wouldn't refuse his kindness. After saying thank you, I drank the soy milk and then fell asleep. When old Chen called me, it was already 16:15. You slept like a log. I brought you dinner from the cafeteria. Hurry up and eat. You can't eat or drink after 1700 hours when you're on duty. Hearing this, I quickly got up and slurped up the bowl of beef noodles that old Chen brought me. You did a good job yesterday. You also need to be careful when you're on duty today. Remember, don't let in anyone who doesn't match the information. Don't make the same mistake as yesterday. When I was on duty outside, old Chen was sleeping in the inner room. Originally, he didn't want to suffer here, but he had no choice. These 2 days, his wife and his mother had a fierce fight. Old Chen was really unlucky. Both his wife and his mother were spongers. One said that his younger brother was getting married and asked old Chen to lend his year-end bonus to his brother in law to buy a house. The other said that his younger brother had a sure profit business and asked old Chen to lend his year-end bonus to his uncle to do business. So old Chen told me that he simply wouldn't go home for a week. When they met, he would say that he went out gambling, lost all his money, and owed a lot of debt. At that time, he would see if his wife and mother would help his brother or his own man. I thought old Chen's move was really mean. Be careful not to overdo it. What if you lose your wife and mother? Old Chen just said that he worked hard to earn money to support his family. But his family thought his money came easily. If he overdid it this time, he would just be a bachelor. With his income, he could live a good life anywhere. Hearing him say that, I just thought old Chen had some kind of indescribable wisdom. Anyway, with old Chen in the gatepost, I felt a little more at ease. Since there was still some time before my duty, I chatted with old Chen about Mrs. Lin I saw last night. That old lady was born in 1920. Oh my god, she's like a living fossil. Hearing me say that, old Chen also laughed. You don't know, our warm home is nicknamed the Longevity Villa. It's nothing for the old ladies in really rich families to live a long life. Let me tell you, you haven't seen anything. Then, old Chen leaned closer to my ear and told me the secrets in the community. A few days ago, a 70-year-old man was pushed in a wheelchair to catch his wife cheating. I heard that his second wife, who was a nanny and became a mistress, had an affair with our security guard here. His ex-wife even made a live broadcast to laugh at them. Also, that manager in our community, the one who looks small and likes to wear Lolita dresses, that Ting, that woman is over 40 years old this year, and her butt is still very perky. I was a little panicked at first, but after hearing old Chen say that, I finally relaxed. That makes sense. After all, maybe Mrs. Lin also did some kind of project or took some supplements. So she's so healthy. Anyway, old ladies in their 70s and 100 years old don't look that different. They're all old women anyway. Haha. Maybe it was because he drank some wine in the afternoon. Old Chen's words became more and more inappropriate. I don't know when he passed out. I had no choice but to move him to the small room. Just when I returned to the gate post, someone was knocking on the glass outside. Uncle, uncle, can you open the door for me? A childish voice came from outside, sounding very sweet. When I looked up, I saw a boy who looked like he was about 8 meters tall, with 2 pigtails, a school bag on his back, a vest on, and his 2 pectoral muscles bouncing. Damn. I really wouldn't believe that such a thing could exist in the world, but the boy with the childish face at the window had already lowered his head and said sweetly to me, Uncle, can you open the door for me? Although I had only been on the job for a few days, Old Chin was right. I was born to do this job. Hearing the boy say that, I quickly asked him to show his QR code. Then I saw him stretch out a hand, and there was a children's smartwatch on his hand. At this time, a string of QR code appeared on the watch. I scanned it gently, and a string of information popped up on the work machine. Naja, ID number 332-017-0101, a resident of room 504, building 3 in warm home. Height 183 centimeters, weight 80 kilograms. The gate post note is that he is the son of the Shin family. He likes to go out and play with people after school and often misses dinner time before coming home. But because he is naturally strong, his family doesn't worry too much about his safety. I carefully checked it, although I still couldn't understand how a first grader could have such good nutrition and grow so tall. After confirming that the information was correct, I let the little boy in. Thank you, Uncle. Then, the little boy hopped into the community step by step, looking at the boy's back as he left. I just thought that there were all kinds of strange people in the world. Were the residents in Warm Home also strange? But at this time, I didn't realize that the strange things in Warm Home were not just the residents. At about 2000 hours in the evening, there was another visitor at the door. Uncle, can you open the door for me? The next second, a head popped out from the window. A pair of big, round eyes were looking at me. But the little boy with 2 pigtails, a school bag on his back, and a vest on was exactly the same as the Shin Ninja who had just walked in here. Before I could say anything, the little boy had already stretched out his hand, showing the QR code on his smartwatch. Uncle, here's the QR code for you. Seeing the QR code being handed over, I reflexively picked up the work machine and scanned it. The next second, information popped up. Shen Xiuzha, ID number 332-017-0101, a resident of room 504, building 3 in warm home. Height 120 centimeters, weight 20 kilograms. The gate post note is that he is a cute little boy. He likes to go out and play with people after school and often misses dinner time before coming home. I carefully checked the information. The information and the person matched. But if the first boy I let in was Neja and he was a resident without any problem, then the Shin Xiuzha must be wrong. Because the information about Shin Neja clearly stated that he was an only child. So if that was the case, what was the Shin Xiuzha thinking of this? If it's really impossible to confirm, call the management office and ask them to help you check the information. Little friend, I'm sorry. There's a problem with the system here. Uncle will go and check the information first. I'll open the door for you later. Okay, I said to the little boy opposite and then quickly went to the corner of the gate post and called the management office with the work machine. The person who answered the phone was a sweet-sounding girl. Hello, is this the management office? Yes. What can I do for you? I'm at the gate post. I want to ask, how many children are there in room 504? Building 3? Is there a child named Shin Xiuzha? No. There is only one only child in room 504. Building 3. And he just came home. Hearing this, I immediately understood. This Shin Xiuzha in front of me was trying to sneak in. Damn. They even used such a small child as a cover. I immediately despised the group who wanted to sneak in my heart. They even took advantage of an orphan. At this time, the childish voice of the little boy outside the window was still asking, Uncle, can I come in now? If I go home late, my mother will be worried. Hearing this, I also felt a little sorry in my heart. I could only turn around and comfort the little boy. I'm sorry, little friend. Otherwise, can you use your smartwatch to ask your family to come out and pick you up? Originally, I wanted to give the child a way out. Since I couldn't let him in, at least I could let an adult come and take him away. But what I didn't expect was that hearing me say that, the child's face changed. His face turned pale, and then his head gradually lowered. Soon, faint sobbing could be heard. Uncle, I don't have any adults at home. If I can't go back, hearing this. And I despised those people even more in my heart. Those people are so damned. They even used an orphan to make money. If I don't let him in, will he be beaten? But I knew very well in my heart that I definitely couldn't open this door. Little friend, I'm really sorry. I definitely can't open the door here. If you have a reason to go in, then wait outside first. Uncle will call 110 for you and see if the police uncles can help you. I originally thought that since that criminal group wanted to take advantage of an orphan, I might as well ask the police for help. But what I didn't expect was that hearing me say that I would call the police. The little boy opposite burst out laughing. Hehe. Uncle. Then, the little boy gradually raised his head. At this time, I also saw an amazing scene. I saw that the big, fluttering eyes just now had turned into 2 pitch black holes. The police can't help me. Open the door for me. I want to go in. I want to go in. Then, the little boy suddenly grabbed my hand. Fortunately, I don't know where I got the strength, but I managed to break free from the little boy's hand. Then I quickly pressed the safety button and closed the window with a slam. When the window closed, the little boy's hand happened to be caught by the window and immediately let out a shrill scream. But the scream ended quickly and soon fell silent. 3 seconds later, the gate post opened again, and there was nothing outside except a blue smartwatch left at the window. Something is definitely wrong here. Normal people can't change like that. How is this possible? At this time, I realized that the salary of this gate post was surprisingly high. Could it be that there were really things that didn't match the information trying to sneak in? Thinking of this, the first thing that came to my mind was Old Chen's appearance. He had been working here If there were dirty things, could Old Chin be one of them? So, although I had originally walked towards the compartment, I finally stopped. The faster you die, I might as well quit. Although I was also greedy for the high salary. As an ordinary person, I cherished my life more. If it weren't for the fact that it was already dark outside and I was afraid that those things were still hiding outside, I probably would have run away that night. Finally, it was dawn the next day, and I quickly found a chance to slip away. But what I didn't expect was that when I stepped out of the gate of warm home and wanted to leave and go home, the next second, I was ashamed to find myself back at the gate post again. Kid, once you enter the gate of warm home, it's not that easy to get out. Old Chin walked to my door while smoking and patted me on the shoulder. Then he suddenly leaned towards me and patted my forehead. You're stunned. Just like I was at the beginning. But how could I not be afraid? I clearly had already walked out. At this time, I just felt my palms sweating, looking at Old Chin in front of me. I couldn't help but take 2 steps back, but Old Chin didn't do anything to hurt me. He just laughed, slapping his legs. Ha ha, you coward. I won't eat you. Wait a minute. After Old Chin laughed enough, he slowly told me some things. Have you heard of pretenders? They are monsters that can disguise themselves as humans and always try to sneak into warm home. They will disguise themselves as humans and try to get close to here and kill us. Warm home is the gateway between the human world and the world of pretenders. And what we doormen have to do is to find the pretenders and not let them in. Then, Old Chin tapped the table and looked at me. Now that you already know the secret of warm home won't let itself be exposed. So now you only have 2 choices. Either pass the assessment and become a regular employee and keep the secret forever, or become a dead person. Only dead people can keep secrets forever. Hearing Old Chin say that, I just felt my scalp tingling. What was even more terrifying was that the next second, I felt something black winding around my neck. I subconsciously wanted to grab that thing, but I found a pair of blood, red eyes staring at me deadly. What winding around me was not something else, but Brother Cat's tail. Meow. I finally understood what Old Chin said to me that day. Second, Brother Cat is the boss of our gate post. Relax. As long as we keep the pretenders outside, we'll be fine. Then, Old Chin handed me a lunchbox. Look. The benefits are good. We have 5 social insurances and 1 housing fund. Weekends off. And holidays. Even those who take the civil service exam may not have better treatment than ours. Anyway, it's all the same wherever you go. You might as well stay here at ease. It's just that you're in the probation period now and can't leave. When you become a regular employee, you can apply for the day shift. At that time, you can be as free as I am. Hearing Old Chin say that, I looked at him. Day shift. Yes, those pretenders won't come out during the day. They only come out at night. And as long as we press the safety button, those things will be dismembered by the infrared outside. Moreover, Old Chin drew a big pie for me. As long as you work hard for a year or 2, I bet you won't want to leave even if I drive you away. Before you came, the night shift at the gate post has been unstable because those who can become regular employees all want to work the day shift. The transfer at the gate post is very easy. You just need to fill out a form at the management office and then go to the affiliated review office to get the uniform and you can transfer. So now my suggestion for you is to become a regular employee first and then transfer. Hearing him say that, I, who had been restless before, gradually relaxed a little. So I lay down in the compartment and took a nap. When I woke up, the night shift had already started. Kid, are you okay? Anyway, I'm still here tonight. Don't worry. Hearing this, I felt a little more at ease in my heart. But I didn't expect that in the next few days. There would be so many monsters and ghosts at the gate. Open the door for me. You bastard. A man with flower tattoos on his arms couldn't show his QR code. So he just stood at my window. His tone was unfriendly, as if he would tear me apart if I didn't open the door for him. But I'm the kind of person who is more receptive to softness than to hardness. And I have a good memory. Just now, the dragon on his arm was facing left, but now it has turned to the right. Seeing this, I didn't say anything more and directly pressed the safety button. Damn it. I only heard the man's last curse. And the next second, the window of the gate post closed. 3 seconds later, it was quiet outside. Uncle, I can't find my mommy. Can you open the door for me and help me find my mommy? A little girl with 2 braids was sobbing and standing outside the window, her head barely reaching the edge of the window, but looking at the extra small eye on her cheek. I directly and without hesitation pressed the safety button. Little sister, Uncle knows where your mommy is. Uncle will directly send you to see your mommy. These few nights. I don't know how many times I closed the window, but for those who matched the information, I would still let them in. Until I met that old man. Can you open the door for me? Different from the previous days. Now I'm a professional doorman. Everyone who comes and goes looks like a pretender to me. So I will carefully check each one. I saw the old man hand over his QR code. But even so, I still called the management office. It was only when I heard from the management office that the old man had gone to visit his relatives and was estimated to come back tonight that I breathed a sigh of relief. But just when I was about to hang up the phone and open the door for him, I glanced and saw that when he smiled, his right eye quietly made a big turn. Be very careful of the visitors when you're on the phone. This was what Old Chin had told me before, and now I realized how important the sentence was. This is not right. Which normal person would do this? So the next second, I pressed the red safety button. When the window closed, I clearly saw the old man's astonished expression and his suddenly red eyes. Never let go of a single one. This was what Old Chin had repeatedly told me. And because of this old man, I secretly made up my mind. It's better to kill by mistake than to let go. In the next few days, I never let in a single visitor at my gate. This person walks too slowly. He must be a pretender. This person walks too fast. He must be a pretender. This person's hairstyle is too strange. He must be a pretender. This person's hairstyle is too ordinary. He must be a pretender. How can anyone be so ugly? He must be a pretender. How can anyone be so beautiful? He must be a pretender. Anyway, as long as I see someone coming, I will press the safety button after saying a few words. Although I also wonder if someone will be accidentally injured because of me. This is not a game. I can't bet with my life. Because Old Chin reminded me that if even one pretender gets in, I will fail the probation, and fail means I will be killed by Brother Cat. Of course. I also feel a little unsure in my heart. But when I talked to Old Chin about this, he just patted my shoulder. I didn't expect you to make the same choice as I did at the beginning. But since we're here, we can't worry too much. Anyway, as long as you don't open the door, those pretenders can't get in. This is also a way. If you feel guilty, you don't have to care about this when you transfer. Warm Home is a great place. You'll have a lot of good fortune if you work here. Hearing this, I finally felt a little better in my heart. I heard from Old Chin that as long as I become a regular employee, I can fill out a form at the management office and register to transfer. It's very convenient. Therefore, for the sake of a happy future, I can only endure it. In a blink of an eye, it was the 7th day. On the 7th night, I was a little tired. But Old Chin specifically reminded me in the morning, the more it's the last day, the more you can't be careless. Many people failed on this last day. Zhang, you have to be careful. No matter who it is, you can't let them in on this last day. I naturally nodded at Old Chin's instructions. So that night, whether it was a little girl who was late for cram school, an office worker who was late for the night shift, or a couple who was taking their sick child home after seeing a doctor, I didn't let any of them in. Good. It seems that you can become a regular employee after 12 o'clock tonight. Since it's the last day, I'll stay here with you all night. Old Chin didn't go to the compartment to sleep that night, but accompanied me on duty outside, looking at me keeping everyone out. Old Chin nodded at me and gave me a thumbs up. But at this time, Old Chin received a phone call. Hello? Management office? I'm Old Chin. What's the matter? What? Abnormal gate post verification? No. This is just normal duty. If they behave abnormally and I don't let them in, isn't that normal? If I really let them in, can you be responsible? Or can I be responsible? Damn it. You idiot. Looking for trouble. You wait for me. Then, Old Chin walked out with the phone and was about to go inside. But when he was about to go in, he found that the door was still closed. John, open the door for me. I'm going to kill them. Old Chin knocked on the glass of the window while answering the phone. Hearing him say that, I was about to turn the key to open the door. But before I turned the key, I stopped my action. Because at this time, don't let in anyone who doesn't match the information. I'm Chinwei. You can call me Brother Chin. I only work the day shift. I don't bring idiots. Brother Chin's catchphrase is I or brother, right? Why didn't I hear him say I or brother tonight? Also, he only works the day shift, right? Why would the management office call him during the night shift? Zhang, are you crazy? You even blocked my door. Scan it. I've worked for so many years. How could there be a problem? The next second, the QR code that Old Chin handed in showed such information. Chinwei, ID number 331-971-0101. The day shift doorman at the gate post of Warm Home. Height 178 centimeters. Weight 80 kilograms. The gate post note is that he is a day shift doorman and is not allowed to enter at night. Looking at the information above, I just felt a cold sweat running down my back. So the day shift doorman is not allowed to enter at night? Then, what does the day shift doorman mean? And what is Old Chin exactly? I had a bad premonition in my heart. Zhang, open the door quickly. That idiot dared to scold me. I'm going to kill him. Old Chin outside was obviously extremely angry. His face was red, and he was swearing. But my hand still unconsciously moved to the red button. Brother Chin, thank you for taking care of me for so many days. But compared to thanking you, I still want to live. With a thud, the window darkened. I could vaguely hear Old Chin's shrill scream outside. But a few seconds later, the window reopened. And it was quiet outside. Meow. Congratulations. You passed the last test and became a regular employee. Zhang Wei, congratulations on becoming a member of Warm Home. Hearing this, I knew that I had bet right again. Brother Cat jumped nimbly to the window. The first month's salary has been transferred to your account in advance. Looking forward to your performance next. Meow. As Brother Cat said that, my phone rang. Ding dong. I'll pay transfer of 100,000 yuan. At this time, looking at the balance of 500 yuan display on my phone interface, I giggled. Old Chin was right. Warm Home is indeed a great place. After Old Chin died, there was a vacancy for a day shift doorman at the gate post. The management office called me and asked if I wanted to transfer, but I subconsciously refused, because I realized one thing. That is, the day shift doorman may not necessarily be human. Just like Old Chin. After being dealt with, I didn't see his mother or wife come to Warm Home to look for him, so I guess that maybe what he said was all false. And the only purpose of his existence was to confuse me and become the last test for me to become a regular employee. Besides, apart from the possibility that Old Chin may not be human, Warm Home was full of strangeness everywhere. But now that I had signed the contract, it was impossible for me to leave. So it was better to relax and work hard. And I found that working the night shift wasn't that bad. Although the working hours of the night shift were long and I spent most of my time sleeping after work, the night shift gate post had breaks. I could work for half a month and rest for half a month. There was no big problem except that I couldn't leave the gate post during duty. However, after Old Chin left, although someone in the community brought me food, there was usually no one to talk to. And I was really bored. So I simply tried to get closer to Brother Cat. I bought all kinds of cat toys and a cat climbing frame for Brother Cat. Now Brother Cat and I could be considered the best at the gate post. It's just that Brother Cat usually didn't talk and only meowed. Brother Cat, here's today's beef can. I said as I opened the can for Brother Cat. But usually, Brother Cat, who would come over when smelling the food, didn't move this time. I turned around and saw that Brother Cat had climbed onto the table at some point and was using its paw to open the coffee I had already opened. Oh no. I just wanted to stop it when I saw that Brother Cat had already gulped down half a bottle. Damn it. I immediately remembered the third rule that old Chin said before. Never let Brother Cat drink water. Could it be that letting Brother Cat drink water is a taboo at the gatepost and many bad things will happen after that? Thinking of this, I was a little annoyed. If I had known that Brother Cat could open the bottle, I would have drunk all the coffee just now. The next second, something unexpected happened to me. I saw Brother Cat jump onto the cat climbing frame and then lift one foot and start to pee, looking at the drops of liquid falling on the ground. I subconsciously quickly took something to catch it and a cloth to wipe it. But just when I got the rag and was about to wipe it, something suddenly came to my mind. Cats pee. So do people pee? But it seemed that I hadn't peed once since I came here. Thinking of this, suddenly a cold air came out from my back. Am I really human? Or am I a pretender who disguises so well that I even forget that I'm a pretender? Thinking of this, I clicked on the work machine and scanned my QR code with it. The next second, such information popped up on the work machine. Zhang Wei, ID number 331-996-0101. The night shift doorman at the gatepost of Warm Home. Height 178 centimeters. Weight 80 kilograms. The gatepost note is that he lives in room 402, building 3 in Warm Home. He was recently laid off and applied for the night shift doorman job downstairs. He just became a regular employee successfully. And in the photo on the app, it clearly showed a young face. But the face looked exactly the same as old Chen's. Old Chen was right. Fourth, no outsider can know what's happening in Warm Home. There is no